Hi, my name's Rebecca. I'm 30. I live in Newcastle, and you are reporting for Beauty Duty. So today I'm going to do a full Charlotte Tilbury glam for you guys. Little disclaimer: I do work for the brand. I'm a retail artist. So I literally eat, sleep, and breathe Charlotte Tilbury. So I thought I wanted to show a new product, which is the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer, which is right here. I'll open it up later on. But I thought I'd accompany it along with a just high glam, lovely Charlotte Tilbury look. Probably going to be like part Charlotte Tilbury style, part Rebecca style. All I've done right now is brows and I've carved them out. So this is going to be like full face of Charlotte Tilbury. I'm going to more like talk through how I do my makeup. I'm going to try and slightly do it how I do it in appointments, slash how I do it as well on myself, and kind of talk through some of the reasoning of things also. So I've already put serum on, magic serum. So I'm going to go in with some magic cream. So I like rub this into my hand. And then I work this into my face, going right outwards. And then down onto my neck as well. And I like to really work it into the face. When I'm doing this on customers, I really work it in. I want to get the blood flowing. I like to make sure someone's face is nice and as plump as possible. I'm more oily skinned, so I'm not going to use absolutely loads and loads of this, but just enough to get myself that really, really lovely, super hydrated base. It's equally as important for for someone that's oily skinned to be hydrated because it balances out your skin. So it's that. I'm also going to go in with some Collagen Super Fusion Facial Oil. It's just this here. I more kind of use it as a treatment. I've been super dehydrated recently, but I love how like makeup goes on top of this. So I'm going to use this as well. So I'm going to go in with a couple of drops, literally a tiny bit. And then I tend to just push it onto the skin. Oil is really great for oily skin. Also, again, it's all about balance. I feel that this, especially when I use it overnight, makes my skin feel super plump and juicy. So I am oily skinned, acne prone. Obviously I'm 30 years old. I have a few like fine lines, mostly under eye. Nothing really on the forehead. I'm not Botoxed. I'm good with my skincare, essentially, and push that into the skin. So we are glowing, really, really glowing. So my favourite primer is, the Invisible UV Flawless Poreless Primer. Smoother looking skin with an SPF 50. Obviously the SPF 50 is like, when I'm not wearing makeup, I wear this because of the SPF 50, but I love the glow that it gives as well. People always say your skin looks so healthy, it looks so good. It's not because of this. So just pop a little bit of that on. And then I really, again, rub that into the skin. I've already got eye cream on. Again, not loads, it just gives that lovely, lovely glow. And a little bit of like tack as well, which I really like. And if we weren't glowy enough, I am going to go in with a bit of Flawless Filter as well. My neck's a bit sore. Flawless Filter. Not loads. It doesn't really matter because I'm not actually leaving the house. I've already been at work today, taking that makeup off, and now I'm doing this. I feel like what I do artistically is different to my like practical makeup for work. I don't use loads of this. I'm really scraping off the wand, although I'm putting it everywhere before I pop it on my face. Like I'm not like doling it out like you see people doing. And I use this in the shade 4.5. I would say that 4 is probably like a dead on match for my skin, but I like to just be that touch more like warm at the moment. I am so pale right now. It is no joke. My fake tan that I've had in my last couple of videos ago from this one has now gone. I scrubbed that off, and I haven't had the time nor inclination to refake tan myself. So what I'm going to do next step. So all of us kind of do this a little bit differently from retail artist to retail artist. Some of us do concealer like after everything else. Some people do it before. When on customers, I always do it after I've put my foundation on, but on myself, that is not how I like to do my makeup. So it's also about personal preference. So I've got my Magic Away liquid concealer, and this is in shade 2. This is way too light for me. I pull the sponge off the end as well, and then I just take a little bit on the back of my hand. I just find it's the easiest way that I like to do it. It's how I work with it on counter. So at home, I tend to still do things in the similar kind of way. So a little bit of this goes a really, really long way. As I said, this is way too light for me. It's also what I've got carving out my brows. So I'm not going to use a lot. I don't really have dark circles, but I'm quite veiny under eye. So I've got like blue tones I want to cover. And then just going to pat that out a touch. Now I tend to only use this when I'm doing the super glamest of glam like I'm doing today, because it's super high coverage. Obviously the colour's really pale, so when I want to be like really bright under-eyed, this is excellent for that. And then where I'm a little red, take it down like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take my Airbrush Flawless Foundation in the shade 6 Neutral. I've moved on from my 5.5. We're now doing a 6 Neutral. Again, 5.5 is probably my perfect dead-on match, but I'm just trying to like breathe a little bit of life back into my face. This is our full coverage foundation, and it's a natural matte. On me, who's like the oiliest of oilies right now, it is like everything is dewy, everything, yeah. Oh, nearly tipped over my ring light. Everything is super dewy on me right now. There's just nothing I can really do about that. To adjust my camera a bit, so my ring light was just sort of falling towards me. So I'm taking this on a Peaches there's something on this like cream bronzer or something. Peaches PCO2 brush, and I'm just gonna really work that into the skin. So I don't use loads of this. I've done like a pump and a half, and then I like to kind of really work that into the skin. If somebody wants to be not so full coverage, but they want their base to last long, like they're going to a wedding or something, I will still use this, mix it with Flawless Filter, or I will, as I'm showing right now, like not using absolutely loads of it, and I'll just work it, buff it into the skin as well. So the coverage on this is very full coverage. You can build up to the fullest of the full, and I can obviously use a touch less, but we're going for the full glam of the glamest, and then I will buff some down the neck. Frivolous Glam with the Glam. This is a foundation that I definitely like better with a brush, 110%. And then because of how I've prepped it, still got a lovely, lovely shine underneath it. And I'm just going to blend out the concealer, but I'm going to use a sponge. So I've decided to leave it alone. I didn't want to anger it before filming. And then by leaving this to sit, it will really pick up in coverage. I don't know the science behind that. Although it's already full, super full coverage, but it means I can use a touch less and just pick up the coverage. Then I'm just using what is kind of left over on the sponge slash blending down what I use to carve out my brows, because I will use this as my primer. Some people like to use the foundation to prime with before foundation. I like to use the Magic Away. And we are currently sitting pretty flawless. I'm just going to get a touch more concealer just on this beast. It's so red, that's the thing, it's so red. I can't really be bothered to colour correct it. I'm also just going to pop a little around here. I forgot to do that because I prefer to be a little bit lighter around this area. So I'm just going to buff that with a brush a little bit. I'm going to leave that to sit before I buff that out again and pick up coverage. So now what I do, especially when I'm doing makeup, is this. I'll leave it as this, as it is now, and I let it sit. I like to see how people's skin marinate with things, and then I'll go in and do some eyeshadow. What I'm gonna do as well is spray. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna spray with my setting spray. I don't have much of it left, so I'm not gonna waste it. Let's imagine I've sprayed with setting spray. So I'm going to use the new Pillow Talk Dreams Luxury palette, and I might do a little bit of like the palette that came out of Christmas, and it's limited edition, but it's still available, which is the Instant Eye Palette Smoky Eyes Are Forever. So this is what your Pillow Talk Dreams looks like. Oh, don't want to show you. This is well loved. I really like this. I did receive this gratis, gifted by the brand, because we need to be able to use what we're trying to sell, and I like to have tried things before I try and sell them. And that's the Smoky Eyes Are Forever. I'll see how I get on with this. So all of the palettes are color coded 1, 2, 3, 4. Color coded, not color coded, numbered on the back 1, 2, 3, 4. So the idea of it is you prime with this, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll kind of show those steps, but do things in kind of a Rebecca way at the same time, because after all, that is hopefully why some people watch me. So I'm just going to use a little bit of my Airbrush Powder. So you'll see I do different things with different eyeshadow formulas. I find some of the higher ends, like Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath, I do prefer to use on more of a set base, and the same goes for my Charlotte Tilbury shadows. I don't necessarily like to go straight in there on a damp base. These don't need to be packed. It's not how they're kind of designed. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush and go into the first one, which is a prime shade. This is like a satin metallic, and it is designed to be fluffed everywhere. I would say that I am finding that blending mattes, all of the prime shades nearly are all almost like some form of like satin. Matte blend on top, apart from in the Sophisticate, which is all matte. Blend on top, so nice. so nice on top of a satin. I find them so easy to blend. If you'd said this to me a while ago, I'd have told you to piss off. But yeah. So kind of fluff this everywhere. If I go out of the bounds of where I want it, I'll just take my powder again. And a lot of the looks I do with Charlotte Tilbury palettes are quick, are really quick. And then I'm going to take, what am I going to take? Actually, a Charlotte Tilbury eye blender, which is just this brush here. And I'm going to go in to the second shade, which is just this one there. I love working with this eyeshadow palette on clients, on customers so much. I find it so easy, especially if somebody's more like a pinky neutral person, but we want to go for something with a bit more kind of depth to it than the original Pillow Talk. This is a great option for that. Okay, and then that's literally on. What I've really learned since being on the counter is that you don't need to, like, especially with these kind of formulas, and I'm learning it with like some of my other high-end, like Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath, is I don't need to just blend. Sometimes you just need to whack it on and kind of take a step back and leave it there, you know, if that makes sense. I'm going to go into the darkest shade, which is shade 3. And pack that onto the outer corner. Shh, my tummy's just rumbled. I hope you didn't hear that. I have actually eaten, but I didn't have a massive tea. Once again, having some health issues, so yeah, always delightful. So I'm trying to be a bit more careful with what I'm eating. I'm taking this a little bit further forward than I normally would, but I just really want a bit of smoky drama. Kind of hook that right round. So I've got a really, really lovely round shape going, and I'm going to go back into my eye blender. And I am going to blend out a touch with whatever's left on this brush and sort of blow it out into something, give it a little bit more blown out on this side. I find this kind of purpley toned brown, just going to add a little bit more in here, it's really flattering on my eye colour. This works for any eye colour, but I'd say as well, I'm finding that this, I've been getting a lot of like green-eyed ladies in recently, and I really am loving how this looks on green eyes. And again on blue eyes, it works for any eye colour, but for some reason loads of my appointments recently have been green-eyed, and I've just been loving using it for that. I am hazel-eyed, but like golden hazel rather than green hazel. And then what I'm finding with the fact that even my personal style has changed outside of the workplace is that drama in your eyeshadow looks doesn't always have to come from being super bright. Like, not everything, there is nothing wrong with neutrals. There is nothing wrong with neutrals. Well done, neutrals. I'm just gonna blend like this a bit. I'm just equaling out like pigmentation on each eye now. And what I'm going to get out of this palette is a touch of black, just a kiss of black on the eye, because I cannot resist. Literally just a dip. And then just going to take my blender brush. Because we're doing that, you know, lovely, super glamorous eye. We are smoky, we're living our best life. And then I'm going to, because we're actually nearly finished. I've not been filming for that long. This eye look didn't take me long. I'm just going to spray my brush. These work great with your finger as well, but because I want slightly more of a controlled shape, I am going to use a flat brush and go into the last shade there, the Super Pop. So all of our palettes have a pop in. This new one's come out with what's called a Super Pop, and I really love it. So I'm taking this on a flat brush and I'm just gonna tap that onto that eye. So I've done all sorts of combinations of this eyeshadow palette since I got it, mainly because I like to sort of figure out kind of different looks, to show customers different looks. What I sometimes do on people is I show them a daytime, like a very daytime look, and then show them how to amp it up easily for night so that they can kind of make the most of what they've got. And that's just super nice, like high metallic. And then I'm just going to go back into my prime shade. And it's such a beautiful inner corner highlight. So on customers, I would normally do my liner now. But on me, that's not how I like to do my makeup. So there's that. Sometimes I do liner on customers after everything else. Just kind of depends how I'm feeling. Beautiful. I'm really happy with how that looks at the moment. So what I'm going to do is just going to blur my chin out a bit. Under eye still looking good. Don't have much fallout, so it doesn't really matter. Don't really need to do much to my face. Okay, so I'm going to go on to, while you're all probably here, the cream bronzer. So boost hydration by 136% in 1 hour. Skin appears smoother by 42%. Humidity proof, sweat proof. Lightly buff onto skin and blend with a beautiful skin bronzing brush for an all over sun-kissed glow. I've gotten this in the shade 3 Tan. It's the same of colour that I've got my Airbrush bronzer in as well. As you know, I love to be super bronzed. I don't have the beautiful skin brush, unfortunately. So that is what her packaging looks like. Sorry, it's got my fingerprints on already. And then it has a lovely big mirror in there. Oh, let's not look at it. Let's cover that. And then it's got sort of your signature CT. It really breaks my heart to have to go straight in there, but oh well. So I'm going to take my Peaches and Cream PC08 brush and I'm going to just tap direct. I'm probably being a bit brave since this does look quite dark. I'm just going to buff Oh my God, I love it. So in texture, when I touched it, it's like almost like, I thought it felt like a cream to powder, but I'm not. I'll swatch it as well, so. I'm just buffing that onto the skin. Never swipe, always buff. Okay, I really like this. I'm going in super gently and building up because the colour is not for the faint-hearted. But I prefer that than have to like pack something on and spend, you know, do it like that. I'd rather have something that I have to use with a light hand. Now, unfortunately, I don't own a contour stick still. It is what it is. As I say, I've said in a video that I filmed recently, stars have not aligned for me to own one of those yet. And it's fine. We will. We will. So we are not contouring today. Well, not cream contouring. We will powder contour. We are looking bronze to the gods, people. Bronze, bronze, bronze. And I'm just going to take my marshmallow sponge and do a bounce like this. Glowy. We love it. Again, I probably, like if I'm fake tan, this would definitely work as well, which I really love. Things have got to work depending on what skin tone I'm feeling. I prefer that than have to like change everything. Fine. So I'm gonna set with, this is the only part of this that's not gonna be like in the full face. I've nearly run out of my loose Charlotte Tilbury loose setting powder, and I cannot for love nor money get a hold of it in the right colour. So I'm just gonna, and my Airbrush powder is in the shade 2, and I don't like that under eye. I like shade 1 under eye, and I need to get into the shade 1 because I did have one. And I think I lost it drunk on a night out. Did I? Potentially. When did that stop filming? When the frig did that stop filming? Oh my God. Right, so I'm set under eye with a loose powder, and I'm just going to take a touch of my airbrush. Touch of my airbrush powder. Literally just a... This brush is trash. Look at it. It's not a Charlotte Tilbury brush. That's how we're looking. And whatever I do in cream, I'll do in powder too when it comes to like my colour products. So I'm taking my airbrush powder, my bronzing powder even, and I'm going to take this on a Peaches PC24. And I like to pat first and then blend. I'm liking how this looks quite a lot. And then I'm going to take my, get out of there, Newcastle palette, which is my quad with like 2 highlighters and 2 bronzing / contours, and I tend to just do the 2. And you just know your girl's got to be snatched. I do not like to contour with cream bronzer, nose contour even. I only like to do it with something cool toned. So if I do it liquid wise, it needs to be with a liquid contour. Gonna blush right at the end, and then I'm just gonna do my under eye quickly. Just gonna take this little brush. I'm gonna tap into the darkest of the 2 mattes. If you've watched me before, you'll know I like a strong under eye. And then into the lightest of the 2 mattes. Big fat blending brush. I'll do my liner off camera when I do everything else. And then I'm going to do my lip as also. What lip am I feeling? So I'm going to take Pillow Talk Intense. So Pillow Talk lipsticks and lip liners come in 3 different shades. So original, medium and intense. I own all 3 because of course I do. I owned all 3 before I even worked for the brand and loved all 3 before I even worked for the brand. I wore Pillow Talk medium on my wedding day. If you know me, I love a good old, like, strong lip liner. And I'm actually going to use the Pillow Talk Intense lipstick too. So unlike original and medium, which are matte revolutions, this is a kissing formula, which is more shiny, which is like a really kind of high shine but still full opacity lipstick. And then I'm gonna take a lip gloss in the colour Walk of No Shame, which is like a mauvey kind of berry gloss. This is one of our Collagen lip baths. And just lovely, sultry, dark lip. I've done my lip before blush. It's the way that I'm trained to do makeup on counter, and I am really actually seeing the merit of doing blush after things like this, because it really shows you kind of how much more colour your face needs after putting a lip on. So I will admit that I thought this was pure madness and I didn't really get it. It's completely different to how I do my makeup, but it makes sense to me. So this is Pillow Talk blush, but Pillow Talk Intense. Because I'm a little bit of a deeper complexion, I find that I prefer the darker of the 2 colours. They're all very buildable, so you can kind of have as much like or as little as you want. I still sometimes use this on fair skinned people if we're doing something pretty bronzy. Again, I take this right up into the temples as I do with any blush that I put on, and across the nose, a little bit across there. I like to make sure everything kind of marries together. So yeah, this looks like a lot of blush. It is a lot of blush, but it's a strong look. the lip needs, you know, the colour to balance it. You see? I hope you understand where I'm coming from. And then I'm going to take a Pillow Talk Beauty Light Wand Easy Highlighter, and this is in the shade Pillow Talk but in medium. Can you see the theme here? I love this because it's bronzy. So touch on those. Super bronzy. I just think it's so pretty. Taking my Cocoa Cosmetic sponge. I'm doing a little bit. I'm gonna grab wipe this off a bit. This is the sponge brush that I use for my cream bronzer. I'm gonna have to buy a second one of these because I really love it for cream products. Glowy, bronzy. And I sometimes think super dramatic looks look when it's like still dark out to here does look really nice. And no, that's like massively subject to taste as well. And then I'm going to take the Pillow Talk Multi Glow. This is in the paler of the 2 shades of Romance Light. The packaging on this is insane. I do want the darker one, which is Dreamlight. So normally she only comes out with single highlighters at Christmas, or but we've got highlighters in palettes at the moment to regularly kind of sell. I literally just, I know it's got like the 4 different, and I've used this a lot and the indentations are still in. Because I'm using it on a fluffier brush, it disperses the colour a little bit better, and sort of disperses the shine where I really want it. So I'm going to go and whack some liner on, whack some lashes on. We'll come back and have a chit chat. So I shall see you shortly. Okay, so we are back. I've got some of my favourite kind of subtle lashes on, which is a Lash Dupe Wispy Luxe Wispy number 5. I really love these lashes. I think they, like, you know, I'm normally a fan of a dramatic lash, but I feel like it doesn't overtake the look or anything like that. And I've taken my hair down and just pinned it back with my stars and moons. So let's have a little chat and an overview. Obviously, like, if I was gifted a product and I didn't like it, I just wouldn't talk about it, if that makes sense. You know, and I never really know until I film, but I really like this. I'm such a sucker for cream bronzer. I'm really excited to have a cream bronzer. It's not out yet. I'll leave details on when it's out somewhere. But yeah, I'm really, really excited to have this to sell, to use on customers. Like, I think this is going to be a really, really, really fantastic launch. Because normally when I'm doing my makeup on the daily, I have to use a cream bronzer from a different brand. So, you know, it is what it is. So to be able to do a true full face of Charlotte Tilbury to do my makeup how I like to do my makeup is like really, really great. The only thing missing is I need a contour wand, but that's fine. So I like really love how this turned out. I think I might recreate it for work one day when I'm feeling like ultra glam and wearing my contact lenses. I normally wear my glasses to work, and I'm really loving like styling my hair straight. I just did this for the first time since I have it cut. Normally I do like quite a lot of volume with a bit of a sort of a Hollywood kind of look to it, but I feel like it's super cute straight. What do you think? Especially it's got a little bit of length on it now, so it'll lie really, really nicely. Do you appreciate these Charlotte Tilbury videos? Seeing kind of like how a Charlotte Tilbury makeup artist does things. I'm still learning. I haven't worked for the brand for that long. I've worked there since the 14th of November, I'm wanting to say. Yeah, 14th of November. So not forever. But I've learned so much since I've worked there. My makeup artistry on other people has grown so much, and so is my confidence in doing makeup on other people as well, which is absolutely major for me. Anyway, do give me a comment down below and let me know what you thought of the video. Do you own any of these products? Are you excited for the bronzer launch? This will retail at £42, which is the same as our powder airbrush as well. Do you plan on picking this up? I tell you what, down below in the comments, name me either your favourite Charlotte Tilbury item or your Charlotte Tilbury item that's on your wish list if you don't own anything. Yeah, just have a little fun, like let's have a little chit chat about it. Don't forget to go follow me over on Instagram. I'll leave my name up for you as usual. Thank you very much to Rebecca's Reporters. Love, love, love you guys. What do you want to see next on my channel? Let me know. Don't forget to subscribe if you've enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.